what shape your stomach's in, when it gets out of shape, take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer relieves the flutters, calms the nervous feeling, relieves heartburn, relieves the stuffy feeling, and relieves a headache. Better than any other antacid. Better than anything you can get without a prescription. Anything. Alka-Seltzer. It's the best. On any stomach.
When hay fever pollen invades your sinuses, brings runny nose, watery eyes, take Dristan. Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. That is, Dristan helps you breathe free and easy, as if you were far away from pollen or allergy irritation. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Helps dry, runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. You see, Dristan tablets shrink swollen, congested nasal and sinus passages which cause runny nose and watery eyes. So you breathe free and easy fast. So when pollen invades your sinuses causing hay fever miseries, don't wish you could be in sunny, dry Arizona. Just remember, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Get Dristan decongestant tablets.
Many people think it's quite worthwhile to go just a little bit out of their way to get certified lead-free Amoco gasoline. You expect more from American, and you get it. The American Oil Company.
Oh, Peggy, look at your bridesmaid's hair. And if I shampoo with this, it'll wash the body out.
Silly, don't wash out body. Cream in body with Luster Cream shampoo.
Really?
Luster Cream creams in body. It's got more bodybuilding ingredients than any leading shampoo.
Creamy lather. Dreamy body.
Looks like you're next.
Luster Cream, you've done it again.
Oh, I can't go out tonight with your father with this hair. And my shampoo washes the body out.
Don't wash out body, Mom. Cream in body with Luster Cream shampoo.
Really?
Luster Cream creams in body. It has more body-building ingredients than any leading shampoo.
Creamy lather. Beautiful body.
New hairdresser, dear.
No, new Luster Cream shampoo. And a very wise daughter.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, summer vibe, that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They all say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone. Hey, I don't wanna let you go. I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that gon' drive me crazy.
The radical left has canceled Jordan Peterson, and the outrage is real. Plus, I have a brilliant idea that is guaranteed to change the world immediately. Stop shooting unarmed black people. Plus, a cross-dresser shoots a couple dozen people at an Independence Day parade because, you know, guns, all that and more. The champ is here. Let's start the show.
You kind of caught me off guard here. Okay. Now, thank you, Lord. Let me put it very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. Oh, yeah. Well, for example, that's really none of your business. But, hey, you listening to me? Let me give you another example. And I prayed about it, and I thought, back when, and I might add another thing, too. It's a misunderstanding. I'm talking about the Bible. God, I get excited talking. I had to learn this, the demons. Abraham.
Those are
very,
the
very
demons.
good. I learned it from him, from the Bible.
There's a foundation in the Bible.
There's definitely a foundation.
The blessing of Abraham.
Best edit
Abraham
ever.
was extremely good. And he had a covenant with God. I'm talking
He
about
had
the
a
Bible.
covenant with God.
I love this. And I started out standing. My grandfathers. I love the people. Those are the demons. And I understand that. And I love them with all my heart. If you go into the old covenant, and it's full of meanness, it's just full of hell on earth. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it. I love your eyes. Face to face, personally. Just the same as Jesus is very real. They're rulers of the darkness of this world. God bless, Father bless. But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual thing. It doesn't have anything to do with people. And it's full of miracles, and signs, and wonders. And it's full of unseen things. Jesus, people, I love people. Dragging some woman down an aisle, it made me so mad I wanted to punch the guy out myself. We wrestle not with people. And I have a lot of natural gas.
Listen to me, God's people, get out before it gets hot. If you can't take the heat, you better get out of this kitchen right now, because I'm sick and tired of full out.
If you can't take the heat, you better get out of the kitchen, folks. I am ready to go off. I'm sick of Jordan Peterson. I'm sick of the police. I'm tired of these phony Christians. And I am sick of people not backing me up on it.
If you're not going to back us up,
people are insane.
God's people, you are insane.
You are insane.
Bag hags. You are insane. And a bunch of queer baits and a bunch of effeminates. Get out.
A bunch of effeminates.
I read the Bible.
A bunch of queer baits.
Fool. Let me tell you something. Can't think for myself.
What up, Casey Randy? I see you. We are broadcasting early tonight. It is time to go on.
I'm just a brainwashed fool. I'm sick of it.
Live from Sacred Death Studios in Los Santos, San Andreas. Welcome, everyone, to Late-Night Counter-Apologetics. And now, please welcome your host. He is the wise man of the Sacred Death Motorcycle
The wise
Club.
man.
True that. The sexiest man in all of Word Wrestling Entertainment.
The United States champion of Word Wrestling Entertainment.
The most entertaining man in the history of evolutionary biology.
Sorry, Darwin. It's not going to work out.
He is the virtual visionary.
Visionary.
Mr. Dual PhD himself.
Two of them.
Give it up for the architect of the atheist apocalypse. The only man to have his vestments blessed by Pine Creek. The most high.
Oh, let's go.
Of the cult of the Flying Man. He is none other than.
Not yet. Not that. It's not intercontinental time yet.
Prince. The one and only Jesus who can save us. Dr. Heartbreak J. Pocketlocker Bundy.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. Are y'all ready to go tonight? Are y'all ready for a special early in the evening, early in the week? Super special edition of Late Night Counter-Apologetics. Let's go! I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Let's go!
Eat your heart out, girls. Hands off the merchandise. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Welcome everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? Welcome to a very special show, folks. You know, it's hard to keep an upbeat mood with all the wildness going in the world. All the craziness that's happening right now. But nevertheless, folks, I am here to save the theist from God, the atheist from boredom, and I cannot do that without my trusty crew, folks. Please give it up for the Refiner's Fire in the house one time. My main man, Jewish Space Laser, is in the house. Of course, folks, if you want to donate, down links that are in the description. You can put your money right there in the golden plate. Of course, the golden plate is in the house. Mirror, mirror in my hand, who's the flyest in the land? Oh my goodness. Of course, the golden mirror is in the house. We got Liberty Bell, the sexiest United States champion in the history of Word Wrestling Entertainment. And of course, my trusty sidekick, the main man, Sam, is in the house. And folks, before we start the show, as always, it is time to get in airplane mode. And I am joined by my faithful bong, the one-hit wonder. It's airplanemode.com, folks. Let's do it. This is from La Guardia. It's called Stunt 102 by my cousin, OG Roddy. Let's do it. Ready for takeoff?
Working hard on my stunt, what's the problem? I ain't had shit to show, being modest. Now it's grams of the wax for my conscience. Brian James in LA, you're on college. I've been jumping on them planes like a hobby. Still moving with the pack like my partners. Shut the John on them jets cause we wildin'. But the bowl is a party on the island. Moment of silence. So good, get back to the topic. Grew up, it was me and Flocka. Grandma's and Big T, this my mama. I ain't even for the pain when my pots flip. Knew his name, that's it, never bothered. Mom said, you the man, son, you got this. Ever since I found a way to go and pop shit. Hold up, blaze through a whole zip. Took a seat at the table of my first flip. Days in rare roof with my first whip. Spent the money with the gang, never post pics. Seen a change in the game, had to coach it. Never let them take my wangs in the mold, bitch. Ever made in a month, nigga. Used to serve him at the minute just to front, nigga. Goddamn. Had to grow up quick, I made my own moves. Had my first child, got it jumping with music. Can't really hang with nobody who losing. I thought by now that you would go and get it, but I could hardly see niggas this distant. Know you get cropped if you not in the pitch.
Let's go!
And I made that tag and went got a bag. Shots to the Henny and OG prescriptions, put rebel shit on the map. Took a leap from where I started at. Started ballin', now I'm Chris Paul and Cass. Got him steady calling for the mold, but I'm on a roll, gotta call him back. And that's all fact.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. All carry-on items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. All aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas should now be clear.
Let's go!
All electronic devices should now be turned off and stowed, as they may interfere with the aircraft navigational and communication systems. Once airborne, we'll let you know when you may use approved electronic devices.
This chair has a really bad habit of just straight up attacking my robe. Just straight attacking my robe. All right, folks, listen. Before we get into the main program here, let's go ahead and take care of church business, folks. We always have that church business to take care of. And in order to do that, I got to make sure the worship team is ready. They look ready to me. Looks like everybody's ready to go. All right, folks. I don't know what you got, whether it's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Please raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours, who flied for our sins forever and ever. Please get your drink on. All right, beautiful. All right, in honor of our communion ritual here, I will be burning the sacred herbs that are worthy of the the anointing here. And after this, we'll go ahead and get into our program. Quick plug for those of you that want to hang out. I got about $8,000 worth of new equipment coming into the studio. So live on the Pocketlocker86 channel, after I end this show, I will be doing some unboxing of some new studio gear. I'm going to try to take you guys behind the scenes, show you some of the new stuff that's coming in. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let's get into this MJ interlude. My cousin, again, It's airplanemode.com, folks. It's definitely not a game. It's definitely legit. This is another one off that Lyle Guardia. It's called the MJ Interlude. After this, we're going to go ahead and get into our program. Let's get right.
Airplane mode. Ready for takeoff?
Ready for takeoff?
Start my morning every day with her. In the afternoon,
woo, can't start the show without her. Let's go.
In the evening, I'ma stay with her. Hi, I'm in love. I ain't even tripping, but them say she a drug.
Here we go.
She hear everything for me. In the morning, hit her faithfully. At least a dub when we touch. No one falling in love. I ain't even tripping, cause she the one I could trust. Even bring her out on dates with me. See my mama new place with me. She hold me down on the days when I ain't feeling too up. I ain't even tripping, cause she with me in the clutch. I go all out the way for ya. Take some time out my day for ya. I even took her on a plane, but she ain't even a drug. Some say I'm tripping, but they ain't even in love. In the morning I might lay with ya. In the afternoon I play with ya. But I know I'm never
It's that worship music.
I'm in love.
What's up, Cameron? I see you. The ushers are here. Cameron is in the house.
I even took her
It's airplanemode.com.
Some say I'm tripping. She turned me into the plug. She be there dealing way with me.
What's up, Sandals? I see you. Y'all ain't missed nothing. We just listened to a little worship music before we get into the word.
I go all out the way for you.
Getting in airplane mode. Love this record. I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm so excited y'all are gathered. We've got some very serious business to get into, but we're gonna try to have a good time with it. In the meantime, would you get a load of these tights? I'm telling you, nobody on the internet can mess with my entrances. Nobody can mess with my music. And nobody can mess with my attire. Look at these peacock tights. Unbelievable. Look at the peacock right there. Look. I'm gonna turn up the lights. So y'all can see it properly.
But I know I'm never tripping, cause
they're just so beautiful.
Mary Jane is different, cause she ain't even
I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at these tights. Look at these tights. Oh my goodness, look at the detail. Look at the peacock. Come on now. With the Darwin shirt on, this man's pants are on another level. It's crazy. It's really not a game. I don't know what your favorite YouTuber's doing, but they need to step their game up. That's all I'm saying. All right, folks. There you see it. It's airplanemode.com. Lyle Guardia. That's where you go to get the music. It's where you go to see the album. See the album. Listen to me being tipsy. It's where you go to listen to the music and get the merchandise. All right, let's get into this. Apparently people were shooting up at the 4th of July parade. What the hell is wrong with people? What is wrong with y'all? Y'all need to stop this shit.
I understand that it's just coming into us. Issa, what do we have?
Hey, that's right, Hallie. We just got this video that was taken from an apartment building.
Let me move this
right
other
by
camera.
where this happened. This man posting it on Facebook and also sending it to officials. You're going to be able to take a look at it here in a minute. This is, again, taken from inside this person's apartment that was on the street of the parade. He was watching the parade, just taking a video, of everything going on. And then suddenly you hear those gunshots. You can tell that, what we've been saying this whole time. At first, those on the street, as well as the person taking the video themselves, didn't know.
Real talk, you probably see this parade every year. It's probably boring as hell. You probably sitting there like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm trying to get my little social media game together. All right, I guess I'm home. All right, let me get my little phone out. Let me
Let me show them. Let me see what this little parade. Y'all, look how lame this parade is about to be. Look, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna show y'all. Yo, check this out. Check out this parade. Right, you just chilling, and then fucking this shit happens. Like what the? Because guns. I don't like literally what the.
Noticed, didn't realize what really was going on until a few moments later,
Yes.
where you see people.
That's the story. That's the story I led with in the intro. A cross-dresser shoots dozens of people on fucking Independence Day. That's not fictional. That's not some shit from a movie. That's some shit straight out the news.
Diving onto the sidewalk, screams as well. You see him start to shake, and then he wrote in his Facebook post that he then goes downstairs to try and go outside and grab his family that was outside. Take a listen.
Unbelievable. And look at everybody doing what human beings do. Complete panic, complete terror. Everybody out there with the bullshit, with the good guy with a gun nonsense. Nah, nigga, that ain't how that shit work. That ain't how shit. When you hear that bat, bat, boom, 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 when you hear the big guns start going off, I don't care if you strapped. You don't know where the fuck it's coming from. You don't know who's shooting. You don't know who they're shooting at. Bro, you are out. You were just screaming, you're in terror. Why does this phone has a magnet on it. I have to put the case back on this phone because there's a magnet on it to the floors. Like, it's like a wood magnet or something because it just like literally like jumps to the floors. It'll just be like, oh, I just want to hop out the stand and jump on the floor. All right, cool. Anyway, literally like, I just like, it's such a real life panic. Like people, y'all watch too many movies when I hear that shit. I'm like, yo, you watch too many movies. This is a great example of how real human beings respond when real gunshots are fired. We are getting the fuck out of there. One guy, Randy said, one guy threw his kid and little brother into a dumpster. Quick thinking. Yeah, that is quick thinking. That's a good idea. Maybe need even more people with guns to stop the people with guns. I don't know. Because again, even if you have a gun, it's not really good. For the most part, having a gun is more likely that something bad's gonna happen. Like one, if you really are popping off, like the first thing you're gonna do is pop off at the other people with guns. You know, you make yourself a target in that sense. Plus, you make a target for the police. Plus, I'm black. I don't have that kind of Second Amendment right to own a gun and carry it in public and try to be a hero. Nah, it ain't gonna really work out like that for people like me, unfortunately.
That they were in their apartment just taking a video of the parade when they witnessed this. They then went downstairs to try and get their family back inside. They said that there were already, by the time he got downstairs, 20 people locked behind closed doors inside trying to get to safety. I want to talk a little bit again about what we just heard in the last hour, Hallie. Hearing from the first time today from the coroner's office, them saying that they have identified the 5 people who died at the scene. All 5 of them adults. Officials are currently working on notifying their family members before they release any further information. They also said that one additional person.
Also, like, how many more guns do we need? Because it's already like more guns than people, right? So if it's already more guns than people, then you would imagine like how many guns do we really need to counter? Like, I don't know. I'm just, and look, I like guns, but what do you mean you like guns? Like, as an object that exists in and of itself, I think guns are like objectively cool tools. The same way I like speakers, you know what I mean? Like, if you really think about what a speaker does, right, in terms of like transmitting sound and, you know, there's all the different designs for a speaker and they've got to like reproduce the frequency that you can hear and all of the challenges, right? And like, you know, I've had I did a little music tech minor at Penn State, and one of the activities is you got to like make a simple kind of speaker, and you gain a respect and a love of speakers, right? Because they're cool devices. And I feel the same way about a gun. Like I remember living in Peterson near I guess that was like a cult factory or something, and so they had like a museum, like a cult museum in this building that was in like walking distance of my apartment, and I would just go there, and I remember just like looking at all the like historic guns and the displays and stuff and just loving to do that. And I would go there like over and over and over again and just try to like pick up different things about how they changed over time, and like I just thought that it was such a cool history. And like I remember growing up watching Tales of the Gun, which is like this show on like History Channel, I think, where they would talk about particular like really famous guns or really important guns in the history of guns, and like give their whole backstory, a whole little documentary type of episode of that particular gun, and all the ways it was important and like shaping geopolitical history or whatever. Or like, famous cases or famous people who used it or whatever. And it was just really cool. So yeah, but like at some point I'm just so like done with this. I'm done with this, and I'm like, look, we just got to do something different. This isn't working. I don't care what the Constitution says. Honestly, I don't care. There's just too many people dying. Shit's just like way out of hand. Look at all the great European examples where they just don't have this. Like this isn't working. This isn't working, and too many people are dying, and we can't just keep sacrificing people. Like we gotta be willing to just switch it up,
One other person died at the hospital as well of their injuries.
Oh, you were joking? Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, you know what I mean. But I appreciate the opportunity to speak to it, because honestly, that's the real consideration that's out there, right, Randy? Like that's the thing, is like that's how people legitly feel. Like we feel this way in jest, they feel this way for real.
From the scene to 3 nearby hospitals, many of them serious or critically injured, one of them a child. Officials described their injuries as gunshot wounds to various parts of their bodies, including the abdomen and the limbs. These were very serious injuries. We're going to hear hopefully very soon from the hospitals.
I'm telling you, that communion is good to me.
On these victims.
I got inspired by Gin and Truth.
From a doctor on scene who spoke to our affiliate there. He stayed back. His family, his grandson, ran away to safety. His instinct was to stay there on scene on ground zero. He says that there was blood everywhere, that these injuries looked like war injuries.
Are you serious? Come on, like just
saying that they quickly applied tourniquets. Of course, there was a large, heavy law enforcement
that's
presence
unbelievable
on scene when this happened. So tourniquets were applied. They tried to control the bleeding as quickly as possible, but just a horrific scene. And I have to say, Hallie, I went to school very close by in Evanston. Many of my friends from college are from Highland Park.
No, I'm not with that. Like I don't care who you are. I mean, that's cool. We got through most of that. Like that's not okay, man. That's just like that's real people. Oof. All right, so look, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Like, I was a biological anthropologist, right? And I used to explain this thing to people, which is like, imagine that you're a biologist, right, who studies frogs, right? Like you just, frogs are just how you do your research and whatever. You got your little research about frogs, and you got to maintain the frogs in your lab or whatever. You would naturally kind of grow like a certain kind of affinity for frogs. Like you'd be like, yo, I kind of am a frog person. Like I like to see frogs kept well. I don't, when people do bad things to frogs. That's how anthropologists feel, at least for me, about people. Like people are like our passion and our thing, and plus we're human. So it's just like, whew, like, ooh, like don't. Ooh, that's a real person, like that's just, ooh, you can't, because that could easily just be like any of us. It's real fucked up.
By police in the United States, in Ohio's Akron region, in the body cam footage released by the security officials themselves, they show Jalen Walker being shot 60 times. The incident took place on the...
How the fuck do you shoot one person 60 fucking times? What the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? Like, motherfuckers with machine guns and shit don't get shot in response 60 fucking times. Y'all got pistols. How do you shoot a nigga 60 fucking times with some motherfucking pistols? What the actual fuck? Like, this is what I mean. Like, y'all should not be cops. If you one of these scared ass motherfuckers that doesn't know what to do, I don't want to hear no bullshit about a motherfucking car. All right, a car. Who gives a shit? I don't know what's going on. Like, if you couldn't stop a person, you got to figure out a way to stop a person without shooting them 60 fucking times.
27th of June.
Holy shit. And y'all wondering why niggas scared to be out here. What is this? Do you hear that? That sounds like a fucking joke. That doesn't even sound like gunshots. It sounds like fucking like toy guns or some shit. There's so many gunshots going off. That shit literally sounds like an automatic or something. Like somebody got an automatic and they just let off a clip. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit.
On the 27th of June.
Literally sound. And look at this shit. 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 All of that. Look. All right. So let's get a good look at this. Let's get a good look at this.
60 times
watch this.
the
Watch this.
incident
Watch this.
took place
Look,
on the
watch
27th
what I'm about to show you.
of
Watch.
June.
Watch him get shot. All right. Right. He dropped. Look at him drop. Everybody can see it. Right. He's falling. He's falling. He's on his ground. What is this? What is this? What? Are you serious? Really? Like, it's like these niggas don't really think guns are real. Like, they don't think guns are real. Like, they're just like, oh, this is a toy. Like, oh, he's down. Oh, is he really dead? Bro, like, what, you don't think the bullets are real? Like, you think this is a joke? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Holy shit.
21 shots fired. That vehicle just had a shot come out of its door.
Holy
We're southbound
shit.
on Route 8 now.
Yo, this shit is crazy.
Bridge on Route 8 South, speeds of 80, middle
Holy shit, that is so crazy.
Black male driver, one occupant. Silver Buick, one occupant.
What the fuck was that?
He's in the left lane.
Well, as per the police claims, Walker opened fire first and the officers replied, fearing for their lives. But according to the video released, Walker was unarmed when he ran away from his car. The police say that a pistol was later found inside it.
I don't know. That's crazy.
There was a gun recovered from Mr. Walker's vehicle. At the time of the shooting, he was unarmed. Lastly, after the shooting ends,
yeah, bro, that's the thing.
Akron
That's the
police
thing. It's like
officers
y'all gotta be able to
went to Mr.
distinguish
Walker.
that. And I get it. Like when somebody shoots at you, that's scary and it's on. Like I get it. And honestly, I'm shooting at I'm shooting at somebody. like if you shoot at me and I'm a cop, I'm shooting at you, right? But here's the thing. It's like even you see this in the game, right? Like when you playing the game and it's like, right, it'll be like you have to distinguish between like when there's an enemy, right? And the enemy pops, you gotta, right? But they'll throw up like innocent people, right? Or like, you know, maybe like people who like are surrendering, right? And the guy's surrendering, you're not really supposed to shoot him. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's the thing is like, that's me, cause I'm like Joe Blow and like I have no training and I don't know what I'm doing and I'll probably just freak out and start shooting people so I don't die. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a cop, you're supposed to be trained so that you could be like, oh, you know, this person that, you know, may have been armed or whatever is now not armed and we need to like arrest them. So we really shouldn't shoot at them. And I know a lot is happening, but there's really no excuses for setting off 60 shots on a person like that. Like, no human being deserves 60 shots. So that's going to be a problem for them. And I remember kind of growing up with like Amadou Diallo or whatever that name was. Like, I think that's the right name. And there have been a bunch of cases like this where the number of shots has really played a strong part in whatever transpires afterwards. And 60 shots is going to be really hard to explain. Seems like he got shot more after he was down. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. That's the thing. I mean, the dumping, plus to have that on camera where you guys are just letting off on somebody who's already on the ground after being shot. That, like I said, it's like they're playing a video game or something, and they don't really, you know, consider that to be real bullets or a real human body. And then something I read, I don't know if it was the comments or whatever, was saying like, oh, they tried to see if he was still alive or something. I'm like, don't even. Just don't even.
And diligently provided first aid to save his life. One officer
there we
on
go.
a body cam.
Diligently provided first aid to save his life, bro. Fuck this cop. Fuck this cop. You want to talk about privilege? Privilege is the ability to say some stupid ass shit like this and keep your fucking job. Are you serious?
Provided first aid to save his life.
Bro, you don't get to skip the part. You don't get to skip the part where they shot his ass like fucking fireworks, okay? Then he drops from all the times they shot him. They kept shooting him and then be like, oh, yeah, well, after that, oh, yeah, then they diligently, so then they diligently provided first aid. Bro, let me tell you something. It does not work like that.
One officer on a body cam footage can be heard saying he still has a pulse. As the officers were getting ready to put him into a police car to get him as quickly as possible to the hospital, Akron fire medics arrived on scene. They took over aid.
Really?
And unfortunately, Mr. Walker tragically passed at the scene.
They want to turn him into a
Here we
masked
go. Let's talk
monster
about it.
with a gun, and we knew that. But I want to thank the chief for one thing he said. At the time he was shot, more than 90 or 60 or whatever the...
And again, scared ass motherfuckers, y'all really shouldn't be cops. I've been saying it for a long time. I'm gonna keep saying it now that I got a YouTube channel. Listen, you really shouldn't be cops if you a scared ass motherfucker that can't deal with these type of situations. Not everybody's cut out for that line of work.
Unbelievable number will be.
I respect how hard it is, but that's your motherfucking job.
Well, the killing has sparked massive protests across the state of Ohio. The mayor has called on the people to show patience and has called the incident heartbreaking. 60 fucking shots? We are done dying.
There's no doubt that the video you just watched is extremely disturbing and will stir a lot of emotions and feeling. It's shocking and hard to take in. But what we are collectively calling for is peace this afternoon. It's the same thing Mr. Walker's family is calling for, and it's the ask of everyone standing here with me.
You got to do that, but at the same time, it's like it's real easy to call for that when you're not on the side of people that's being treated that way. You know, when you're on the side of people that's being treated that way, at some point you got to ask yourself, what do I have invested in, you know, maintaining this peace? Maintaining this justice, because it really, at the end of the day, doesn't seem to be doing very much for me. So, stuff's out.
Peace for our city, peace for our community, and peace for our residents.
Well, 8 officers involved in the incident have been put on paid administrative leave. Let's get more on that now. As I say, Susan Tirani is still with us on the broadcast. Susan, what's the latest from Ohio?
So what we are hearing is in the first body cam footage, an officer can be heard really explaining to the dispatch that the reason for the stop initially was because at one point a sound consistent with a gunshot can be heard coming from Walker's car. Walker's car was initially stopped because of traffic violation, and then when it was stopped, we hear this is the first footage that
I was actually having an issue with my microphone. By the way, cheap plug. After this show, I'm doing an after party. I got a bunch of new gear in the studio. I'm gonna try to unbox a whole bunch of it on the Pocketlocker86 channel.
A gunshot was heard from his car. The officer then explained that the suspect had fired a shot out of his door, and then that instigated Walker from getting out of the car, running on foot with a ski mask, and then that chase ensued.
Appreciate all y'all for coming through.
One aspect of the story that has been developing right now. The family of the victim, Walker, say that he had recently split from his fiancée and he was in distress. Investigators also found a wedding ring in his car along with that firearm. So investigation is still ongoing, but the community again is on high alert. They're looking for answers. And also, there is also this concern.
And honestly, I could tell you some shit. I've been through some shit like that, on some real shit where you going through something and you just fucking spaz out and you lose your shit and you end up, dealing with the law. And it's really important. I can honestly tell you the difference is sometimes when they are trained and they do know what they're doing, it's like their ability to handle a situation and calm everybody down and bring a certain bit of, I hate to echo the man, but a certain piece to the situation really does make the difference, because if they're able to figure out another way to deal with this, and then you realize, oh, this is a person having a bad day, yeah, he's gonna have to deal with all of this. But man, it's just it really highlights how training, preparation, all of those resources, adequate resources, because in my head, what I wanted to think through was, aren't there all these alternate ways this could play out? Aren't there all these other ways to stop this person or stop this vehicle without it ending this way? But you got to have sufficient resources for the training and the equipment and the sort of whatever else you need to do things differently. So sort of to critique my own thinking, sufficient funding has to remain part of the picture too. So it's all really important. I got through most of that. All right, cool. I gotta hit the little boys room. I gotta take a little winkle. So what I'm gonna do is, you know what? I was gonna be a YouTube pervert first. First, I'm gonna be a YouTube pervert. Yeah, let's do that. I want to be a YouTube pervert. Gotta do it. All right, there we go. Hang on a sec. All right, I appreciate you guys. Time to do the offering song. Y'all already know. Let's go. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. Links in the description. Let's go. All right, y'all, love it. I will be right back.
When you pour on milk, double toasted cornflakes made with New country cornflakes, new country cornflakes, they're made from corn.
No matter what shape your stomach's in. No matter what shape your stomach's in, when it gets out of shape, take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer relieves the flutters, calms the nervous feeling, relieves heartburn, relieves the stuffy feeling, and relieves a headache. Better than any other antacid. Better than anything you can get without a prescription. Anything. Alka-Seltzer. It's the best. On any stomach.
When hay fever pollen invades your sinuses, brings runny nose, watery eyes, take Dristan. Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. That is, Dristan helps you breathe free and easy, as if you were far away from pollen or allergy irritation. Yes, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Helps dry, runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. You see, Dristan tablets shrink swollen, congested nasal and sinus passages which cause runny nose and watery eyes. So you breathe free and easy fast. So when pollen invades your sinuses causing hay fever miseries, don't wish you could be in sunny, dry Arizona. Just remember, Dristan's like sending your sinuses to Arizona. Get Dristan decongestant tablets.
All right, I'd like to thank Dristan for sponsoring this particular segment. All right, folks, let's get into the main event. Let's talk about Jordan Peterson hating trans people.
A few days ago, I penned an irritated tweet in response to one of the latest happenings on the increasingly heated culture war front. In response to the decision of an actor named Ellie.
Literally, y'all see the time. He's like, I have to misgender this person within the first 30 seconds. Like I just can't. I just can't wait. Can I do it yet? Can I do the thing yet? He's like, can I do the thing yet? Can I do the thing yet? Oh my goodness.
Page.
Whoa.
I am employing this awkward and impossible naming style because it is now apparently mandatory, and am probably doing it wrong nonetheless, as
what up,
you're doing
Tux?
it wrong is the whole point of what is being made mandatory. But also, I'm trying to make a point. I've essentially been banned from Twitter as a consequence. I say banned, although technically I have been suspended. But the suspension will not be lifted unless I delete the hateful tweet in question, and I would rather die than do that. And hopefully it will not come to that, although who the hell knows in these...
Hopefully it will not come to that. What is this, like an outbreak, or like some sort of international conflict? Hopefully, or like, are you threatening to break up with like your girlfriend? Hopefully it won't come to that. I hate for that deal breaker to be the thing that really ends this.
These increasingly strange days. What was it that I said that caused such a fuss? And that fuss is just beginning. And even more importantly and complexly, what exactly was it that I said that resulted in the ban? Here's the tweet in question. Remember when pride was a sin? And Ellen Page just had her breasts removed. by a criminal physician. And then a link to a story that detailed out.
Remember when pride was a sin and Ellen Page just had her breasts removed by a criminal physician? All right, I just would like to say to the Jordan B. Peterson fans, I didn't cherry pick this. You know, to be honest with you, the source of this, right, to be fair, the source of this is Jordan B. Peterson, who I definitely have to subscribe to. Absolutely. Sorry. I don't know. Jordan B. Peterson watching is definitely a thing I'm all about around here. All right. So sorry. I know I'm feeding the machine, but it just needs to happen. The point is, we're not trying to take this man out of context. This is what he puts up and points out and highlights on his own challenge, on his own channel. Now let's read through this one more time. Remember when pride was a sin and Ellen Page just had her breasts removed by a criminal physician? Now listen, whatever little cancellation, little moral or whatever he did, violated the terms of service or whatever, I'm sure. Whatever. My point is to the Jordan B. Peterson fans is, this is why I think y'all are all ridiculous. Look how stupid he is. What are you remember when pride was remember when pride was a sin? What? Like, cause the Bible, like, what are you talking about? Like to take Pride Month and just take it way over here. We're doing Pride Month things over here and just be like, way over here. Remember when pride was a sin? This is why I think y'all silly as fuck. What is he talking about? And Ellen Page just had her breast removed by a criminal Bro, somebody want to have their breast removed, they had their breast removed. Like, what are we like? I'm sorry, y'all are just dumb. Until you provide me further Twitter, evidence of the contrary.
Quote, violating our rules.
Look, there's a lot of stupidity in the fucking world, and I'm here to speak to it. This is just yeah, a lot of us used to listen to him. I feel you on that, Lena. I know, I'm catching up. Our physicians that perform penis surgery is also criminal. Yeah, I just don't understand this whole, I don't know. To be honest with you guys, I honestly just feel like saying these things in public makes you look fucking ridiculous. Like, it just makes you look dumb. I'm sorry, that's it. Like, there's a lot of stupidity in the world. That's what I'm saying. Listen, I think one of the most underrated things to say to people, and one of the most underrated counter-apologetics, is this is silly and this makes you sound stupid. Because we talk about, if you guys are familiar with like Pine Creek, if you're like a creekster and all that, we talk a lot about the neediness, it's kind of like, the IQ neediness kind of chart you could put somebody on. You can make the little Punnett square and figure out where they are in terms of IQ and neediness. And I think part of the neediness that needs to be spoken to is they need to feel like they're intellectual. They need to feel like they're smart. Like what they're saying is really deep and serious. And so I think when you kind of get at that, when you actually say, like, actually this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This just kind of sounds silly. It's like, really? Like I think that's kind of jarring. And I know that it's really hard because it's like breaking some kind of social norm to not treat everybody like they're super smart. But that's kind of my point. That's a problem. We don't live in a world, to get my Jordan Peterson on for a second, if I could Jordan Peterson, if you will. We don't live in a world where, if you're tall, you pretend you're short. Like or vice versa, or you know, if you're poor, you don't like go out and pretend to be rich for the most part. Some people might, but most people don't, because you can't keep it up. It's just not a realistic thing. So to me, there's a real issue where some people, and unfortunately for me, Jordan Peterson is an example of this. It's like he's smart enough that a lot of kind of silly people think he's like really intellectual. But then, like, most of the people I know that are, you know, decently intelligent see right through Jordan Peterson and think he's kind of a loser, you know?
Against hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. By clicking delete.
A stupid person. Lena, I needed that phrasing. A stupid person's idea of a smart person. Again, I think Prophet Azad has a good way of putting it.
Articulate and confident way of saying the dumbest things. The huge gap between his command of the English language and his basic reasoning skills.
Your tweet violated the Twitter rules. Delete. If you think we've made a mistake, submit an appeal to us. Please note that, should you do so, your account will remain locked while we review your appeal.
Yep. Standard.
Let's take this
standard
apart.
Shit on a social media platform.
It is clearly the case that I did
Same
not
thing happens to my YouTube
promote
videos.
violence against or threaten anyone with my missive. So that leaves the arguably lesser sin of harass. Let's assume, since I wasn't informed, that that was the crime. And further, harassment on the basis of so-called gender identity, since Twitter did not do me the favor of actually specifying my crime, and there are many possibilities on that front. We unfortunately have to guess at why this has occurred.
Since Twitter didn't do me the favor, bro, this is just not how they do these things. They don't do anybody that favor. It's like he feels so victimized by being treated like everybody else on the planet. Like, literally, this is just how it works. It worked for you the same way it works for literally every other person with an account. And somehow he feels so personally slighted.
And that's actually a big problem in and of itself, and also indicative of the utter carelessness of the Twitter organization with regard to the propriety of its own censorial actions. I should at least know exactly what I did wrong if I am required to acknowledge that my tweet violated the Twitter rules.
I agree with you, Sandals, that he sounds good when he's with someone that you disagree with more than him. And you'd get suspended for religious intolerance. You know, I've talked a lot of shit about gods and theists, and so far, so good.
Rules, you sons of bitches. Exactly. Precisely. Because such things matter when the accusations start.
Thought that was soda. Definitely it was whiskey. Let's test out the old YouTube algorithm. Guys, I've been having a real change in mindset lately. I no longer feel burdened or restrained or unfavored by the YouTube and the Twitch algorithms. My new attitude is to embrace the algorithms, love the algorithms, you know, feel the algorithms out, so to speak. So let's give it the old college try. Hang on, let me get on full screen here for a second, real quick. All right, here we go. Number 1, God's not real. Number 2, believing in God as a grown-ass adult is silly as fuck. If God wasn't a timeless... You know what? Actually, I got to be honest with you. Holy shit, y'all. Y'all, no shit. I was really trying to talk some shit real quick. I figured let's be cheeky and talk some shit. And I especially wanted to talk some shit about William Lane Craig.
Scientists have been stunned by the discovery.
You know, he's a real smart guy. He dropped this wisdom bomb on me.
There are no married bachelors.
But actually, just now, I swear to y'all, in this very moment, I was, no jokes, I really just realized I agree with him. I actually just realized that I believe God is a timeless, spaceless, and immaterial being. Like, it just hit me. Like, normally I clown on him and I'm like, timeless, spaceless, immaterial. But truth is, that's my conception of God too. Because I think the motherfucker does not exist. And if his bitch ass did exist and he was fucking omnipresent and all that other bullshit, he'd realize that I'm talking shit about him on the internet right now. He'd realize I'm the United States champion of word wrestling entertainment, and he would show up and his monkey ass would do something about it. But he won't. Because just like his theist followers, he's a punk ass little bitch. Alright? Now let's see if that fucking algo cancels me for religious intolerance or blocks this video or something. And if it does, it does. You know? And if it doesn't, I'll try harder next time.
Start flying. So what did I say that might constitute harassment? Well, many things, hypothetically. Let's begin with, remember when pride was a sin? Although that is merely a factual statement, because under the old rules, even a decade ago,
B.S. Lewis,
pride
please set up a title defense against nothing.
and had been recognized as perhaps the cardinal sin for thousands of years previously. It still might be regarded as unacceptable to the woke authoritarian moralists who now insist, for example, that we celebrate Pride Month, not hour or day or week, but month, and who have literally called it Pride Month.
Listen, I'm offended by the whole month thing, you know? Why? Because as a Negro, right, it was like Black History Month, you know? And you know, you're like, look, Black History Month means a lot in this country. And then they just started giving everybody month. Women's History Months and Pride Months and Teacher Months and people whose favorite color is pink month and whatever else month, right? And all the different causes took a month. It's estrogen month and cancer month and toe fungus awareness month, you know, all that type of shit, right? But here's the difference between me and Jordan Peterson. I sat back and I was really troubled by this, guys. It was keeping me up at night. I was restless, the whole thing. It was an identity crisis, the whole nine. It was real serious business. And you know what I did that's different than Jordan Peterson? Oh, I fucking got over it. Yeah, that's what I did. I got over it. I was like, it doesn't really matter, and who gives a shit what we call months? We've been calling them random names like January, February, March, April, and May. So we might as well like throw in, you know, all these other people that would love to get some special love and attention throughout the year, and it might help raise awareness of the things that we need and like, you know, raise some extra money for good causes and things like that. So let's just get on board and move on with our lives. Nah, we can't do that. Nah, it's a sign of the woke authoritarian moralist. Right.
Instead of LGBT plus month or whatever else alphabet acronym which is currently insisted upon as the only acceptable enlightened terminology. I don't regard pride as a virtue. It has been classically regarded as a sin.
Yeah,
I don't see that sexual orientation or sexual desire of any sort is something to celebrate or to take pride in. And so what I said was merely...
I do. I am a cis heterosexual male. And to all the beautiful women out there, I would say I celebrate my heterosexuality. I love making love to beautiful women. Hit me up. Any of my social medias, the Discord, the comment section, the live chat. I don't care. However you want to get at me, get at me. I think everybody should celebrate their sexuality. It's probably an easier way to have more sex. You understand what I'm saying to you? You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? Hey, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Let's get out there, y'all. You know what I'm talking about?
A fact. Now, it's possible that I hurt someone's feelings because I pointed out that pride goes before, for example, a fall. But I don't.
Let me do what Jordan Peterson does. Do you guys remember when summer came before the fall? See how that was totally unrelated, and it made me sound stupid as fuck because he was clearly referring to some, moral, biblical pride comes before the fall thing, and I took it to something totally unrelated, like using the fall with reference to the seasons. Yeah, that's how stupid he sounded when he went from Pride Month, which is a celebration of awareness of our LGBTQ people who deserve a motherfucking month because they've been oppressed as shit, and they still are. Look at all the shit y'all have tried to do to them in the last fucking year. Maybe fucking every month needs to be Pride fucking month so y'all will be reminded that these motherfuckers exist every day. Maybe you need to be constantly reminded because you seem to keep fucking forgetting. I hate to say it, maybe Pride month literally isn't fucking enough. Duh. It's like totally, these people are totally fucking ridiculous.
Care about that, would do it again. And also consider it my duty to warn those who are about to fall into a pit that the path they are on leads suddenly downhill. But that was probably not the reason that I was banned from Twitter.
Lena's
although,
hitting
as
those,
I said,
the
I
vape
am in the position
pen. I like that.
of having to guess. Next phrase to interrogate. And Ellen Page.
They definitely want to make gayness illegal. They
Now,
absolutely.
why did I stop there?
Yeah, I'm all about pride. I'm all about it.
Because in all likelihood.
Plus, I gotta credit the movement with something. The rainbow, the rainbow pattern, the rainbow branding. All the colors at once. My favorite candy is those rainbow striped Airheads, kind of flat sour strips. Ooh, they're so good. They're so good. But rainbows in general, you ever seen a natural? You guys have seen fucking rainbows, right? You know what I mean? Literally think about it. When you're driving along the road and you see an actual rainbow in the sky, be honest. Be honest. The shit is fucking stunning, is it not? When you see an actual rainbow in the sky, you're like, woo! That shit is beautiful. That shit is beautiful. And so I've seen a lot of people rocking different rainbow wear, okay? And honestly, as a straight person, I'm into rocking rainbows myself. I am an ally. I'm an ally, so I'm okay with people being like, oh, you're wearing a rainbow. Are you down with the gayness or whatever? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually an ally. I'm down with the gayness and the LGBTQA and all the alphabet. They could throw a whole lot of the alphabet in there, and I'm okay with that. That's cool with me. They could throw the alphabet in there and some numbers and whatever else they want to do. Because like I said, I'm an ally of people. I don't know why that's so hard for you guys to just be allies of people, especially people that are already alive. Because you're all weirdly into people who haven't even been born yet. Who it's kind of weird. You're weirdly all about giving rights to people who haven't been born yet, guns, so inanimate objects and shit. But then just this idea of just treat all people however you treat the best of whatever you think a person is. Just take your most ideal person. If that's a person who's rich and famous and conservative and sexy and a Trumpist and like fucking whatever you think is like the ideal, like most amazing American. Okay, just take that. That's great. I'm glad you feel that. So I'm glad you feel so wonderfully about that person. All right, cool. Here's the trick. Here's the magic trick. Okay, just treat everybody else like you treat them. Wow, amazing. I should be a fucking motivational speaker. What do y'all think? Because I think I just made that's a pretty profound concept that I think I just made pretty fucking simple. Right? You just treat everybody like you treat your favorite person and you're good to go.
It was this seemingly innocuous
I don't know, why is that
phrase,
so hard?
including the name of a well-known actress, there I'm in trouble again, that likely resulted in my ban. I committed the fatal crime of what has come to be known in the appalling sensorial terminology of the insane
There's a lot of
activists
pride
as
flags.
dead naming.
And I don't know what they all mean.
To someone who has transitioned, another hated piece of jargon and slogan.
But honestly, it kind of feels like a game, right? You know how games all have like the different clans and, you know, the different logos. Like I'm into, when I learned about like poly and first got into like poly stuff, I was like, wait, what's the like chart of polyamory something? I don't know. Yeah, this thing. Look at this. This like chart of polyamory. You know, there's some things in this chart of polyamory you really shouldn't do, you know. There's some things that are not okay, like all this cheating stuff, you know, that's not really good, but there's all this stuff, and there's all these like examples of like all the different ways you could be doing. You could have the 100-mile rule, or like a don't ask, don't tell, or you could be dating around, or a polymono relationship. I've actually been in one of those, and open relationships, right? But these all kind of fit in open relationships, and all of these ones are cheating. Wait, no. So mine would have been over here, right? And the not cheating one. See how there's like a cheating mono-poly relationships where like the person doesn't know. No, seriously, we're a poly-mono couple. My wife just doesn't know. See, right? That's cheating. But then this one is like, yes, Mr. Hefner, I'd love to be part of your harem. Wow, nice mansion, right? Like that's kind of like I was doing like this one, right? So there's like all this cool stuff, right? There's like religious and social. So like there's the same thing now with all the flags, right? So they like all these type of things. Like a lot of these have like different flags, and not so much this, but more like on the LGBTQ spectrum. But like it's like it could be like kind of weird, but I think mostly you just go with like the simple stuff, like you're used to like straight people, gay people, and you could kind of just get used to like inclusive things, like them, people, everyone, they, that type of thing. Or you could like get into it, take it on, learn something. Figure out what all the flags are for, and all the different types of identities there are, and all the different genders. Well, like why not? It's just learning about how interesting people are. Even if you're not into that stuff, it's like there's people who are, and they're interesting people.
By the name and by the inference, the gender, really the sex that everyone knew them by previously, and in the case of Ellen/Elliot, that millions of people recognized and knew. So I should have either called him, her, they, Elliot, instead of Ellen, although as we will discover, that would have made it impossible for me to say what I wanted to and need to say in the remaining phrases. Not that such a problem.
Oh, maybe you're not that
in the first place.
Maybe you're not that bright.
The next phrase is,
I couldn't go. I was trying to make a funny joke, and then I'm like, nah, I just want to say you're stupid. Like Jordan Peterson, maybe you're just not that smart. Like what you just, it's like, without this ability to misgender people, I couldn't say what I wanted to say. I was just so restricted in my language. There was no way for me possibly to express what I needed to express.
Had her breasts removed. This bit suffers from a very similar problem. I employed the forbidden pronoun her when Elliot, Ellen, is now to be regarded as a he.
Good to know Jordan Peterson
or
still being a
else.
transphobic
But
piece of
there's a
garbage.
conundrum here, to say the
There's
least.
nothing new.
Not just
I
for
see
me,
you, Susan.
although I have
see
been
you.
banned because of it. Was
Welcome to the live
Elliot
chat.
/ Ellen a she or a he, or Ellen or Elliot, when she or he or they, that's Elliot or Elian, by the way, had his or her or their.
Cheap plug, cheap YouTube pervert moment. I did, I think, a late-night counter-apologetics or something on the Jay Bundy channel where I said, I don't know what the definition of a woman is. I have this tendency to just, if somebody tells me they're a woman, I say, okay, I'll treat you like a woman. But you know, it's funny to me that Jordan Peterson is still so. It's not even that they don't get it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've talked to a lot of people in my life, like close friends or family members or colleagues from work, who have confided in me that, like, they feel like they don't know what to say sometimes when it comes to certain changes that have happened. Like, they noticed that in their Zoom meetings, all of a sudden people were putting like genders on their, you know, they'd have their name and then in parentheses they'd have their gender, and they kind of felt like that was a little new to them. And then they had heard sort of, you know, talk about, you know, being careful and about not misgendering people. And so they would actually talk to me about these things. I don't know why I bring out the, hey, Jay, there's some crazy shit I need to talk about. But I'm glad that that happens because I love those conversations. And honestly, it was so cool, actually, because it was just people who were like trying to figure it out. It was, if I could summarize those conversations, it was somebody who's saying like, hey, I have the best of intents to, like, you know, not offend people, and I noticed there's some changes happening, and I'm wondering if you have any insight as to, let's say, maybe a strategy I could use to approach these changes in a way that I'm like not upsetting people, right? And I was like, yeah, you know, you could just, you know, call people what they ask to be called, and, you know, try to find like gender neutral things to refer to people if you're not sure of how someone identifies. And if you ever, like, you know, misgender somebody or say the wrong thing, you know, just genuinely apologize. And, you know, most of the time they'll be cool about it because, you know, things happen, and they can tell that you know, you didn't mean to harm them or whatever, right? And so they're cool with it, right? The difference between all of those fucking people that have those conversations and the Jordan Petersons and these conservative fuckfaces of the world is that for the rest of those people, it just doesn't bother them. They're just like, oh yeah, cool. I noticed there's some change happening in my environment. I'd like to get on board. And so I kind of ask around to people I trust to see if they can give me some insights as to how I can, like, get on board with the new thing. And like, yeah, of course, you know, it's no big deal to like change my language a little bit. But no, these guys are like, oh my God, if I can't just call everybody she or he, what the fuck is going on? What is the world coming to? It's like, the difference is we don't lose sleep over this shit. We don't need to produce, like, we don't need to go into a studio and produce like super high production value videos, or like get super dressed up in a suit and make sure our hair is perfect so we can really express the dangers of the world, you know, descending into this type of hellhole where you never know if somebody's a he or a she or something else, God forbid. It's like, what is going on with you guys? You guys really, honestly, seriously need to grow the fuck up.
Their breasts removed. If he or she was a he, then why was it necessary to have the mastectomy? And how could those I am writing to make sense of what I was saying?
I guess by treat you like a woman, I just meant I'll refer to somebody how they want to be referred to. Like, if somebody identifies as a woman, I'll accept that they identify as a woman. Like, that's all I mean, really. And I just don't see why that's so difficult for other people. But I realize I probably phrased that awkwardly. So since I saw a comment about it, I definitely appreciate the chance to address that, and hopefully I've cleared that up a little bit. They see Lena said they see the pronoun acceptance as a passive of oppressive ideology. Yeah, it's typical fascist fear-mongering. Exactly. Culture war nonsense. Randy said it's basic manners to call someone what they ask you to call them. Exactly. That's how most of us see it. And if you're not sure, you try to get a clue as to like what the right thing to do is, and you move on. But you treat them like a person, like someone deserving of respect. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? If you have this baseline, and here's the thing, you don't have to want to bone everybody. It's somewhere, if I'm speaking directly to the issue, it's like somehow, if it's not what they want to be, like this is what it felt like with the whole Jordan Peterson, other conservative commentators with the whole Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition thing. It was like, if it's not my conception of beauty, if it's not the type of person that I want to sleep with, that I place the most value on, their femininity, then like I have a problem with this type of person being, held up as an example or firmly established as an example of womanhood. And it's like, bro, you could just like not be into somebody, have a basic standard of like, this is how I treat human beings. So if you're a human being, then like you get this like basic level of respect. And then from there you go, it's appropriate to call someone what they want to be called. If someone says, my real name is Kajahala Walla 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 Bang, but people call me Bambi, the proper thing to do is be like, oh, cool, thanks for letting me know, Bambi. Like, nice to meet you. My real name is Jason, but people call me Jay. Notice how I listened to what the person did. I said, oh, they actually told me their real name and then told me what everybody calls them. I'll reciprocate. I'll tell them my real name and what people call me. My real name is Jason, and what people call me. You could even use the bot. You could even use the bot on my channel, and you could just type in the name command, and it'll tell you the same thing. All right. So, what is so fucking hard about this? Seriously.
If it was his breasts.
Sorry, I was going to finish that by saying the same way you call a person whatever you want to call, whatever gender they identify as, you identify them as that gender. And honestly, if somebody came up to me and they said, hi, my name is Bangakala Walla 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 or whatever, but people call me Bambi, like, I wouldn't even think about what is your gender, but let's say for some odd reason, they just randomly offered me this piece of information and they say, I identify as the Krakola gender. I might actually just say to them, wow, that's really interesting. I've never actually met anybody who identifies as the Krakola gender, so please excuse me if I ever, don't say the most appropriate thing when addressing you. And please correct me and fill me in and let me know if there's anything I should know about how to address someone of that gender. Like, again, why is it so hard to extend someone the basic courtesy of treating them and addressing them how they'd like to be addressed, even if that requires admitting that how they identify is new to you, and you may need to be, treated on a bit of a learning curve while you adjust. Why is that basic fucking honesty so hard?
That were removed. Were those male breasts or female breasts that were removed? If they were male breasts, then why were they removed? If they were female breasts and had therefore become objectionable to the degree that surgery generally reserved for cancer treatment was required, was morally obligatory, then wasn't Elliot still Ellen and he still she? How could I possibly have written that sentence in any sensible manner whatsoever, while simultaneously making my point understandably and not breaking Twitter rules against so-called hateful conduct? and Elliot Page just had.
Hang on a second. I'm not sure if we're talking about the same thing, but Catholic Verses. Yeah, I think I was. I think I did see it. Yeah. And he was saying if a man dresses like a woman, he could be tricked into homosexuality. Yeah, and to me, that's kind of the fun of it, honestly. Somebody once joked with me that I was a tranny chaser. They like worked with LGBTQIA youth, and it was really interesting because we were having this conversation. I was kind of new to the game. But I was really hungry to learn because, I have a background in being a dating coach, and even though it's not what I do for a living or I'm setting up to do for a living, I still try to help people and do that. And I really wanted to be able to serve the needs of that community. And it's like so many other communities. How I got into poly was I was trying to figure out how to help people who were not like me, because I didn't want the fact that people were not like me to be an excuse for not helping them. And that started with trying to help women, right? But I started that when I was in college, and I felt like I had a lot of experience with that, and I'm still always trying to learn, and I'll never really know. But I had more experience with that than other types of folks. And anyway, one of the things that was fun was they started showing me examples of, people like models and stuff who were people on social media and stuff who were really known for passing, right? And just really seeing some of those people and admitting like, yeah, that person really could pass. I really would have no idea. Now, that doesn't mean I would necessarily be comfortable with, doing whatever, but that's not what it's about. It's just like, who cares? That's just part of life, right? And the fact that these people are so worried about that is really funny. But yeah, I think for me it was I don't know, I did find that kind of exciting or thrilling that there were people that I couldn't tell, and I definitely felt educated in that, and good for them.
Had his breasts removed? Was he Elliot then? When exactly? Exactly. He was definitely Ellen at some point in the past, or so indicate all his, her, them, their film credits.
Yeah, James, right now solo poly,
since they employed the hated
I do
dead
have
name.
monogamous relationships too.
That doesn't exist, by the way. That
just open
dead name
to
category,
whatever. It depends on the person.
Sensorial and addled minds of a tiny fraction of insanely narcissistic and increasingly dangerous trans activists. When precisely was it incumbent on me to switch my terminology in regard to Elliot/Ellen?
Yeah, Lena, that's exactly how I felt. Like, I'm straight, and if I knew that a person was not cis female, I wouldn't voluntarily, be with them. But that's just part of that's just my current understanding of my own sexuality. But like, even I have like, there are like, drag queens that I'm a big fan of. Some you guys may know, like, I forget who does like the beatdown. I'll probably think of it at some point. But some people that were on like RuPaul's Drag Race, who I like follow on social media and stuff like that. And yeah, I think I think there's some cultural stuff that's really fun, and then I think there are just some people that are just really, really beautiful people, and they've transitioned, and they're super hot, and good for them.
So that I was not engaging in hateful conduct. And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman, and really still is, had her breasts cut off because...
No. This is why you're banned from Twitter. And in my opinion, why you should remain banned from Twitter. Because this complete inability, I wouldn't even say to read the room, but to read motherfucking society. to read society, to read where we're at in history, to have a basic fucking shred of humanity and understand that regardless of your political views, your religious background, whatever the fuck excuse you got, we are talking about human beings who in 2022, as a grown-ass adult, you should be expected to recognize the difficulty people have had, the violence that's been done to them, the difficulty they have in just existing within their friendships, their families, their schools, their communities, okay? And all we're asking is the basic fucking courtesy to, like, you know, address them how they ask to be addressed and not intentionally perpetuate the abusive way that they're treated, okay? And for your famous ass, partially, I guess, because people like me keep hate subscribing you, to say some shit like that, like
someone who was once a woman and really still is. And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman and really still is? And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman and really still is? And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman and really still is?
No, I wasn't glitching out or anything like that. I wanted to play it repeatedly on a loop a couple times just so everybody could really remember that this motherfucker fixed his face and said that out loud. All right, I don't know if I had too much to drink or it's because I've been drinking too much water or whatever, but I need to BRB. Give me just about a minute here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching and being active in the chat. I will be right back.
Big wagons. See them at your American Motors Rambler dealer now.
Nothing upsets a pickle lover more than a dull, soggy pickle. Pickle lovers always insist on the proud pickle. Heinz. No compromise, no shortcuts, no soggy pickle. Heinz stops at nothing to give you a pickle that tastes the way no other pickle does. Crisp, full-bodied, savory. That's what makes Heinz the proud pickle. If you were the best tasting pickle, wouldn't you be proud?
If you want to know what's going on Wall Street, ask Shearson Hamill.
Mrs. Schwartz?
Oh.
Excuse me, Mrs. Schwartz. Could you tell us how you feel about oil heat?
Oil heat? Oh, well, I think oil heat is wonderful. See, I'm showering in the school. What's for hot water? All I want, all I can use. And I know for a fact that only oil heat can give me so much, so fast, and it's so dependable. And I got my dishwasher going, my washer going. Still plenty of hot water. What's the drop myself. You know, everybody, all my friends wouldn't think of buying a house unless it was heated by oil. Oh, everybody thinks it's so dependable. Dependable hot water and dependable comfortable heating in every room in my house.
Mrs. Schwartz,
Yes?
you know you're on television?
Yes, I know.
Oil heat. You can depend on it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for your patience. What up, YouTube punk? Thanks so much for coming through. Yeah, she's advertising oil heat, and it just all gets lost in the sauce. It's so wonderful. What I was thinking about, though, is like, this is the thing. It's like a guy like Jordan Peterson, it's like he literally got, suspended, okay? It's kind of like this thing with this coach who really didn't get fired for praying at the 50-yard line, but was asked just to stop, and then he made a whole lawsuit based on the fact that he was asked to stop. Like, Jordan Peterson, like, really, he like doesn't get banned on Twitter, but really just gets kind of suspended because they think he violated the terms of service. And of course he could appeal, but somehow he's offended by the very nature of the process because, he's still suspended why he would go through the appeal. So out of some high sense of morality, he refuses to appeal, right? And then instead he like makes this big YouTube video in which he just not only refuses to just acknowledge what happened and, just deal with it or whatever, he still like is like insist on misgendering the person in this sort of like response video as if the difference between sex and gender has never been explained to him. And this is what I mean about listening to apologists in good faith. There's certain people's like, why do we have to? Why do I have to? Why do I have to listen to fuckfaces like Jordan Peterson in good faith? I don't have to anymore. When you say some shit.
And how can I describe the fact that someone who was once a woman, and really still is, had her breasts cut off?
When you say some shit like that, fuck off, fuckface. I don't have to treat you like you're some sort of respectable and noble academic with a high mind. No, you're a fuckface. And I get to treat you like a fuckface because your fuckface said some stupid fuckface shit like that, fuckface.
Because she, he, they, their, them had fallen prey to a viciously harmful fad without using the appropriate sex-linked pronoun and the real name of the real person.
Peace and respect.
To whom this was really done with his, her, their.
Oh, Richard Madsen is here. They're. That's
And so it was impossible to communicate.
I feel
what had happened
special
to my audience without apparently running afoul of the impossible and absurd rules that now hypothetically govern morality itself in the days of the degenerated postmodern and Marxist ethos that we must still, no matter how impossible it is, abide by or else. And you might object. Ellen/Elliot is an adult.
The whole thing. Here we go. Ellen/Elliot, bro. I don't know which name the person even wants to be called, but bro. This is the shit we have to expose about these people. They are systematically ignorant. They are deliberately obtuse because they're fucking hateful pieces of shit. Okay? To me, Jordan Peterson, like William Lane Craig, okay, in the words of Prophet Zod, okay, I'm gonna have him hit y'all with it again.
Idiot or willful piece of
I think yes, right? I honestly think people like William Lane Craig and also Jordan Peterson are both idiots and willful pieces of shit. And I love this opportunity to do this with you guys, to be live, to respond to this video, because I used to always joke in my head that I wanted to have that sound clip because I think people like this are willful pieces of shit. But I'm just realizing in this moment that I really honestly just think it's both. I really think the honest answer is both. They're both idiots and willful pieces of shit. So appreciate y'all.
Capable of making up her,
glad you could witness
own
the
mind about such things.
my
And
mental
she,
growth.
He, they are welcome from the liberal and the libertarian position to go to hell in a handbasket as she, he, they.
Yeah, there you go,
see
YouTube
fit.
punk. Why not both?
And fair enough, to some degree. But I don't believe it is either merely picayune or inappropriate to point out that Ellen/Elliot, who is quite a good actor/actress, is also a ritual model for emulation, being a star with all the privileges and, let us point out, the responsibilities that go along with that. So by acquiescing to this surgery and by publicizing it, and by insisting upon the sanctity and the moral virtue of his, her, their new, expensive, dangerous, and medically enhanced identity, and by participating in the whole identity show.
No, Restream takes the messages from whatever channel or platform you're not watching and relays them with the username to whatever platform you're watching on.
Ellen/Elliot has undoubtedly, with his...
Because right now I'm on YouTube, 2 YouTube channels, Pocketlocker86, NJ Bundy, and then Pocketlocker86 on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And then also the OBS output is being streamed to my Discord, and the stream chat is on a stream chat channel in our Discord as well. So any of those places can be interacting with each other, and the Restream bot will relay the messages. It's a little bit ugly. I wish they cleaned it up, but it's kind of the best solution we have right now as streamers.
Their so-called courage. And remember, the White House itself has tweeted out every indication.
Oh, yeah, no worries, no worries. Happy to explain these things.
Enticed many a poor, confused adolescent.
Matter of fact, Richard, Pocketlocker86 at Gmail is an email to get at me. I would love to show you around Restream and stuff, because I think even someone like you have a bigger community than I do. And I think Restream's really great because it allows you to be on a bunch of different platforms. And so if you're ever interested in something like that, just reach out to me. Let me know. I'd love to help you get set up with it.
Girl, most likely, to blame her emergent pubescent self-consciousness, confusion, and discomfort on being born in the wrong body and believing that the courageous, self-affirming, and morally admirable route is hormonal treatment, sterilization, subjugation to a lifetime of expensive medical complication. How delightfully
be glad to. I like doing it.
And misery. And I believe firmly that Ellen/Elliot, or whatever the hell her name or his name is, bears moral culpability for that. And finally, with regard to...
This is another thing that they never seem to get. They never seem to get the human nature of us all as a species. And this is what's so dumb. It's like they act like the rest of us aren't sentient beings. Like the rest of us are seeing the same, we're all like, we're all on the same planet together, and we all have access to the same internet and the same social media platforms, and we know a lot of the same celebrities and stuff like that. And so, we can pay attention to these stories too. And this is a story I'm not even paying attention to, but it's like it's so obvious what's going on. And they never seem to get that we recognize marginalized groups and oppressed people. We recognize when people have a genuinely hard time, or are part of a group that's like, given a lot of crap, or they have an experience that's tough to go through, or scary or interesting in some way, and so they share that with other people, right? And it helps them, bond with other people as they go through this experience, and it also helps the rest of us kind of humanize it and get a look at what's going on, and allows us to celebrate the person who's taken this risk, right? Like, it's what a lot of people like about streamers and content creators on YouTube, is that there's people who have like take this risk of like sharing their thoughts and their feelings in this public forum where other people can comment on it and view it later and all of this stuff, right? And so we recognize that. It's like the same thing. You hear this a lot with the story of like, you know, there was this kid in this class and they were, you know, LGBTQ or something like that, or they were, you know, had a disability or a particular issue they were dealing with maybe at home or something like that. And they finally, you know, they tell their classmates about it or their friends, and everybody celebrates them and cheers them on. And these people get outraged by that. How could you do that? How could you celebrate this person going through this monstrosity of an elective surgery that they wanted to do? Bro, because like that's hard. And they're trying to like, you know, completely express themselves through their transition, however they feel the need to do that. And they've got to like, you know, deal with this really serious thing as part of that. And they share that with people. And so people like show them love, and people are like, yeah, hey, we're here for you. Like, and we think it's really brave of you to do this. And like, we respect you. Like, you go, you know, go get them. We're behind you. And they're like, no, how dare you? How could you support this? They're tearing down the establishment, and they have the audacity to share it with the world and celebrate it as though they're some kind of hero for doing it. It's like, well, actually, according to most of our definition, they are some kind of hero. Like on the list of like admirable things that we place heroism and respect on people for, like what they're doing qualifies for most of us. Like, actually, yeah, we do think there's some kind of hero. They're going through something either difficult or scary or, you know, at least interesting, and they're like bearing that in front of other people and taking on the vulnerability that comes with it. Like, yeah. Just like people make a hero of you for sitting here and being a dumbass on the internet and saying stupid shit. You know, you got a lot of fans who are like, man, that Jordan Peterson, he really puts himself out there and he's got these really strong ideas, and I really like his suits and his perspective on things, right? Like you're taking the risk that somebody like me is gonna ridicule you because I think you're a stupid piece of shit and I think you sound like a fucking idiot. All right. And I think you say dumb shit and you misgender people on purpose, and you deserve to be probably banned from Twitter. But Twitter, being a like reasonable organization that like deals with trolls and morons like you all the time, is like, we'll just like suspend him and like see if he appeals, and like maybe he'll like after this timeout he'll cool off and he'll realize he like violated the terms of service, and he'll like come back and he like won't do that again, and we won't have to ban him, you know? No, you going fucking nuts over that. And so like you take that risk, and like people admire you for that, right? People think you're like brave and shit for putting your dumbass ideas out here on the interwebs where other people can see it and realize how stupid you are and make their own content about how dumb you are. That's what's happening for those other people, in case you didn't realize it.
To the final phrase, criminal physician. I must say that I've had some post-coital, so to speak, regrets about that phrase. It is clearly the case that the surgical operation performed by the butchers who butchered Elliot /
Jordan wants money. They don't give a fuck about civil discourse.
So,
exactly.
Was it criminal?
Nor is it their responsibility to.
Were the operations...
Everybody seems to get this, other than Jordan Peterson,
who carried out the Nazi medical experiments, legal? Yes. Under the laws of the... And
okay, like, folks, did y'all hear it? Again, let's hear him in his own words.
Experiments legal? The fascist physician or not? So to speak, regrets about that phrase. It is clearly the case that the surgical operation performed by the butchers who butchered
Surgical operation by butchers, got you.
Elliot / Ellen was...
Again, misnaming the person for like the 30th time.
Legal. So, was it criminal or not? Were the operations undertaken by the fascist physicians who carried out the Nazi medical
All right,
experiments?
fascist physicians with the Nazi experiments.
Physicians or not? Were the operations undertaken by the fascist physicians who carried out the Nazi medical experiments?
Okay, let me just put a little something out there into the ether. Let me just throw a little something out there, a little bit of speculative reasoning, so to speak. Let me just put this out there and see where people land on it, okay? If you're the type of person who compares, yes, a voluntary consensual medical procedure to the Nazis, okay? If you equate voluntary medical procedures to Nazism, if you compare those two things in any way, shape, or form directly to one another in your content and you put it on the internet, okay? Here's my theory. You're a fuckface piece of shit. Okay? Okay? That's just I haven't done any scientific experiments. I don't have anything published in any fancy obtuse fucking journals, okay? It's just my wild fucking speculation that if you directly compare a person getting an elective procedure so that they can feel more like themselves. Literally, if you ask the person, why did you get that procedure done? Because my doctor agreed to do so, and I felt like it would make me feel more like myself. Okay, cool. Very reasonable response. Okay. And you, Jordan Peterson, what's your response to that? I'm going to make a YouTube video and compare them to the Nazis. You're a fuckface piece of shit. That's just, I don't know. Do I need more evidence?
Yes. Under the laws of the time. But were they criminal? I'll leave that question up to you to answer. And further, perhaps...
And for all you dumbass Jordan Peterson fans who don't recognize the problem, here's the fucking problem. The comparison is fucking stupid. Because he's a fuckface piece of shit. In case you're a Jordan Peterson fan and you actually think he's fucking intelligent, let me break down why he's wrong. Okay? Here's the thing. The answer is, if you are giving an elective procedure to a trans person so they can feel more like themselves, the answer is no. You're not a criminal. No. You're not a criminal. That's the thing, okay? On the other hand, if you're in one of those Nazi fuckface who committed what? War crimes, where there were actual trials and history books written about all of the known war crimes that they committed, the answer is yes, you are a criminal. So the thing is that, like comparing apples to oranges, when you compare not criminals to criminals, the comparison breaks down, because on one side what they're doing is perfectly fucking legal, ethical, and there's no problem with it other than your superior, holier than thou bullshit, which is actually just hate masquerading as morality, which is about as immoral as it gets. Okay, but anyway, you're comparing perfectly ethical, fine behavior to actual inhumane criminal treatment of the worst kind. So once again, if you're a Jordan Peterson fan, go fuck yourself, because he's stupid. And here you have yet another example in this video of him on his own website. Okay, this isn't like some cool remix video where us radical liberal atheists have taken Jordan Peterson quotes out of context and remixed them to make him sound stupid. Don't get me wrong, I love that shit. That shit is gold, and we need more of it, and he deserves it. And it's epic because we got to make him funny. He's really not that funny on his own. See the problem? He's we haven't been laughing a lot throughout this whole thing. He's really not that funny. So we got to do some remixing and some creative editing to make him funny. Okay? But to make him sound like an idiot requires no editing. He'll do that on his own channel. He'll just on his own be like, "Hey guys, I've got something really important to say." And just stupidity will just spew out of his brain.
Might be objected What about the damage done by hypothetically leaving those confused about their identity to dwell in their confusion? Aren't we morally obliged to intervene? And I would say, no. Why?
Exactly. It's too beyond parody. You don't even need to.
Do no harm, as the Hippocratic Oath, remember that, insists. And
You mean like don't say stupid, harmful shit on Twitter about people who are just trying to live their lives? Like that type of do no harm? Like don't make a YouTube video that gets viewed by, I don't know, 2.7 million people, where you repeatedly misgender somebody and call them by the wrong name after you get suspended from Twitter for doing exactly that? That type of harm?
Second,
that type of do no harm?
Historical consensus that sins of omission are less egregious than sins of commission. Thus, leaving someone with gender dysphoria, no matter how warranted, and perhaps it is in a very tiny minority of truly unfortunate cases, to suffer the consequences of the theoretical mismatch between soul and body is less of a risk ethically, personally, socially, and philosophically than the extremely active intervention that
I gotta go back, y'all. Hang on, what did he say?
Between soul and body cases, to suffer the consequences of the theoretical mismatch between soul and body.
To suffer the theoretical implications of the mismatch between soul and body. One more time, you stupid fuckface.
Perhaps it is in a very tiny minority of truly unfortunate cases. To suffer the consequences of the theoretical mismatch between soul and body is less of a risk ethically.
Okay, I'm gonna try to make this quick for y'all. Everybody knock on something, tap on something, tap on yourself if you want, feel that. Okay, touch something, tap a thing. Okay. What you just did right there, you did with what we call your body. Okay. And we have lots of evidence that you have a body, that your body is real. Okay. We have no such evidence of motherfucking souls. None. Just none. Okay? So when a motherfucker tells you some shit about suffering the implications of the philosophical mismatch between the soul and the body, okay, I want y'all to understand something. You know they're a fuckface piece of shit.
Ethically, personally, socially, and philosophically, than the extremely active intervention that constitutes so-called gender-confirming, another hated phrase, surgery. I might also point out that the trans surgery enterprise is now a $300 million per annum growth industry, rate of projected expansion, 15% per year, projected increase by 2027 to $750 million per year.
But I don't give a shit. No one should give a shit. I think YouTube Punk, this is really good, like, to make this distinction that he's justifying his opinion that quote-unquote real trans people should suffer and all the others saying they're trans are making it up and therefore treatment causes more harm. You know what? That's the motherfucking way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes the facts of life is, as a grown-ass person, you do some dumb-ass shit to yourself and you got to live with the consequences of it. Been there, all right? You know, sometimes you do some shit, you got to suffer the consequences. Sometimes you get a tattoo on your face. Sometimes you commit a crime and you got to go to jail. Sometimes you drink too much and you get sick the next day, okay? Sometimes a grown-ass motherfucker might do some surgery to themselves and they might really harm themselves. Do you know what I don't ever do? Lose an ounce of sleep or give a motherfucking rat's ass about that shit. Never. I don't ever care. The question is, why does Jordan Peterson care? Why do all you conservative fuckfaces care? Why do you care so much about what other grown people do with their bodies, their money, their time, their doctors, their sexuality, their identities? If you feel so bad for them, talk to them, but you won't ever talk to them because you don't really give a shit. You just want to shame them and look good so you can virtue signal.
An expanding enterprise in a time of global uncertainty. Time to invest both in the requisite surgical skills and perhaps in any industry associated with this vicious and unconscionable fad, primarily entangling, as such things so often do, the youthful and female. Isn't that a concern, intersectionalists? Not when push comes to shove or ideology to scalpel. Is that not a true moral hazard? And I'm not
this identity, the fact that that's a super good point, that they try to paint this whole thing as an ideology. And it's just so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous.
That my tweet violated the Twitter rules.
It
Up
did.
yours, woke moralists.
Up
We'll
yours.
see who
Whoa,
castles
Jordan.
who.
Whoa.
Twitter's a rat hole in the final analysis, and I have probably contributed to that while trying to...
I'm just going to say that you were so upset when this quote-unquote rat hole no longer wanted you on its platform that you made this video and went way out of your way to make sure this was like produced real quality and seen by your millions of followers. So, you know, it's just like Trump, you know, it's you hate the fucking platform so much you're just fucking outraged that they would no longer welcome your tweets. And by the way, I don't care how you feel about the tweet, whether you think it was offensive or not. Of course it was offensive. He's a piece of shit. But it was stupid. Y'all saw the tweet. It was dumb. More than anything, I don't want people to lose focus about how offensive he is, because he is offensive. But I want people to not get distracted. You need to laser in on the major problem with Jordan Peterson, which is that he's a fucking idiot.
Use, understand, and master that horrible, toxic platform. No doubt I owe some apologies for that, and I'm trying to learn. But it's a relief in some real sense.
No, I reject that. We're at, y'all see the timer. We're at 14 minutes and 39 seconds. Nigga, you have spent the better part of 15 minutes proving to everybody that you haven't learned a goddamn thing. You aren't sorry for shit. You've done nothing but call the person out their fucking name the whole time, misgender them over and over again, say that, oh, they're really still a woman. No. Fuck you and your privileged bullshit. I am so sick of you motherfuckers who get to just think you get to say whatever the fuck you want to say that makes you look fucking good in the moment. I'm so sick of this. No. Fuck no. You are not trying to learn. You are not sorry. This is not a genuine apology. Fuck no.
Sense to be banned. And I regard it under the present conditions.
You deserve
as a
to
badge
be banned.
of
You're a piece of shit. Now on the Daily Wire. Fuck Jordan Peterson. That was ridiculous. But yeah, we made it. We survived. We're still alive. We watched 15 minutes of Jordan Peterson. And we're still here. That's a good thing. Folks, it's a lot of craziness. Sorry, we're cut to the right. Yes, it is fake intellectualism. I'm still learning. Absolutely. Folks, I'm not gonna lie to y'all though. This was fun. We started with a good time with the music. But after this, I'm gonna be unboxing a lot of fucking gear. I had a great time. And listen, folks, don't fall for this type of Jordan Peterson fake intellectualism, conservative nonsense. Let the spirit of doubt into your heart. Become a non-believer right now. I am here to save you from God. Folks, You do not have to fall for this nonsense. There's no evidence for it. You don't have to have these bullshit intellectual heroes. You don't have to be these type of morons that worship the guns and are trying to save the guns and trying to save people's lives. You don't have to be one of these morons that's out here making excuses for cops who kill black people. You don't have to believe any of that. Be a skeptic. Be a non-believer. You can be a non-believer. And you can be a non-believer. And you can be a non-believer. You can be a non-believer. You in the balcony, you can be a non-believer. Way out there in the overflow, you can be a non-believer. All the people who aren't watching live but are gonna watch later, you can be a non-believer. All the lurker jerkers who are trying to get into my Discord, you can be a non-believer. Amen, hallelujah. Woo! Amen, amen. I had a great time in the spirit of the fly, man. I just want to say, folks, listen, we gotta get serious about what's going on in this country. I'm feeling my fight or flight mechanism activated. I honestly don't know what to do. It's like I'm torn. Like I'm torn. Like I don't know, do I stay in America? And do I fight for the country that I was born in? Do I try to get a good job at a public American university and try to educate the kids in science and evolution and fight the good fight for truth? Or do I get the fuck out of here, get me a couple of porcelain women to hang out in a nice little European cottage, get a nice cushy faculty gig in like Switzerland or Sweden or something like that, chill out and just kind of grow my marijuana and do my streams and chill? Folks, I don't know. It's really tough. Like I got to make some serious life choices coming up. It's tough. Like America, we're really having a hard time right now. Okay. As I'm not a woman, but my feminine energy is stressed with the Roe v. Wade stuff. This Supreme Court is literally gone wild, folks. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I wanna just quickly mention, folks. I'm really excited about the growth of the channel and the community. And like I said, if you're catching me on the Jay Bundy YouTube channel, head over to the Pocketlocker86 channel if you want to rock with us for a little while longer. I'm going to do some unboxing. My teaching mentor was like, hey, are you going to do unboxing on your streams? And I was like, hey, I should do that. I've been getting a lot of packages, so I'm going to do some unboxing and put together some studio upgrades. So we'll do some more behind the streams content, so to speak. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get you guys hip to this little ritual that I do as a content creator pervert. So what I do, right, is I go over and I do a little exit and I say like, hey, I'm out of here. And I put up a stream ended scene. And when I do that, right, that's how I end the show on the Jay Bundy channel. And then I go behind the scenes and then I turn off the Jay Bundy machine. And then I play a little commercial and I go fill my drink. And I do little YouTube pervert stuff. And then I come back and I start all over again. I do a little countdown, and then I do another entrance. And what that is, that's over on the Pocketlocker86. That's us starting the after party. So basically, if you're on the Pocketlocker86 channel, you just stay live while I end the show on the Jay Bundy channel, and you just stay there. You sit through the commercial break, and then I start the after party. If you're on the Jay Bundy channel, you should be on the Pocketlocker86 channel already. But if you're not, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. This has been a wonderful time. In the name of the Darwin and the Dawkins and the Christopher Hitchens, science bless you. Poof.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, some of out that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They all say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone, hey. I don't wanna let you go, I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that gon' drive me crazy. No need to rush, I'ma still be here tomorrow. Had to take my chances, baby, I just struck the lotto. And I'll be so gone, don't know where I go wrong. Don't remember last night, I blame it on the bottle. And I'm just living life, I would rather not question it. All the time invested, you could see that we was next to win. Over anything, I'll still be right here when they gone. I just had to put you in the sun, don't get me wrong. They all say I'm way too young, baby, I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone, hey. I don't wanna let you go, I'll be all about you, babe.
And commonplace occurrences of day-to-day living. One thing stands out as a completely unique experience. Colt 45 malt liquor. In the dull and commonplace occurrences of day-to-day living, one thing stands out as a completely unique experience. Colt 45 malt liquor.
Believe it or not, we have over a mile of inspectors at the Volkswagen factory. More than 7,000 men who have only one job: to keep an eye on the way Volkswagens are made. And there's no nonsense about them. They reject a Volkswagen, or part of a Volkswagen, for little things you might never even see. And when one of our inspectors says no, it's no. That's why you'll never find so much as a blob of paint or a stitch out of place on a new Volkswagen. An inspector finds it first. Frankly, not every car we make makes it. But any car that gets to the end of that long line of inspectors is a Volkswagen.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, some of out that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They all say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone, hey. I don't wanna let you go, I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that
As you can see,
listen to me. God's people, get out before it gets hot. If you can't take the heat, you better get out of this kitchen right now. Because I'm sick and tired.
Pick up the Bible and figure out that we're not supposed to mourn when homosexuals die.
one of these lives has a future.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, summer vibe, that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson.
I don't believe for 1 second that I am the only one smart enough to pick up the Bible and figure out that we're not supposed to mourn when homosexuals die.
One of these lives has a future, and one of them does not.
So what? What?
So let's just do a quick check. Let's make sure that none of our Bibles have been tampered with.
I just take pleasure in their death. God has darkened their heart and blinded their eyes.
Let's go!
If God darkens your heart and blinds your eyes, you can't believe.
You can't believe.
Washing our feet
Love
in the
it.
blood of the wicked in the New Testament. I'm starting to just realize the uncomfortable truth. Who here really struggles hard to be a homo? I mean,
Who
it's
here
really
really
hard.
struggles
and you know
hard
what?
to be a
These people are
homo?
going to be burning in hell for all eternity.
I gotta be honest, it's pretty hard for me to be a homo.
It's not ours. They've already won. We've already lost. It's already been written. We've already read the last chapter, and we know.
I don't love God.
I don't love God. Woo! Let's go!
You
Afterparty, and
have lost
I do
your
what I want
mind.
to, do what I want to, do what I want to.
Homosexuality it should be a crime. They ought to take all the homosexuals and put them all on a boat and give them enough gas to get halfway out in the middle of the ocean and let the sharks eat them. So there's no way to stop me. There's no way to stop the truth.
There's no way to stop me. I am taking over the internet.
This isn't preaching. This is hate speech. It's both.
Sports.
Because we can purge out all the sissies and purge out all the fair weather Christians.
Sports.
Purge out all the weaklings.
Sports.
Because we're supposed to be treating them lovingly and respectfully. Even though the Bible says they're filthy and vile. I mean, I know some of you guys are enjoying it. So don't act like...
Don't act like it's just me who likes this.
Some of you thumbed up some of those comments too, didn't you? I'm just saying, look, you know, hey.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Get your heart out, girls. Hands off the merchandise. I take the gloves off. Make it easier to take the robe off. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not
not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Welcome everyone to the Pocketlocker86 after party. And if you didn't already know, you should have known that it is time to get in airplane.
Airplane mode. Ready for takeoff?
Ready for takeoff? Let's go!
Start my morning every day with her. In the afternoon I lay with her. In the evening I'ma stay with her. Hi, I'm in love. I ain't even tripping, but them say she a drug.
Let's go!
She here every day for me. In the morning hit her faithfully. At least a dub when we touch. No one falling in love. I ain't even tripping, cause she the one I could trust. Even bring her out on dates with me. See my mama new place with me. She hold me down on the days when I ain't feeling too up. I ain't even tripping, cause she with me in the clutch. I go all out the way for ya. Take some time out my day for ya. I even took her on a plane, but she ain't even a drug. Some say I'm tripping, but they ain't even in love. In the morning I might lay with ya.
Oh, I love it.
In the afternoon I play with ya.
Get on that, it's airplanemode.com.
Say I'm in love. Mary Jane is different, cause she ain't even a drug. She be there every day for me.
Thanks, Richard.
She my sweet Mary Jane shorty. I even took her on a plane, but never enough. Some say I'm tripping, she turned me into the plug. She be there dealing with
Appreciate you, Jim. This is my cousin, OG Roddy. It's airplanemode.com.
I go all out the way for ya. In the morning I might lay with ya.
Where did I put this?
In the afternoon I stay, cause she know that I'm in love.
Let me know about Minnesota accidentally legalizing edibles. Jim Cummins, I'm supposed to be moving to Minnesota. I work for the University of Minnesota.
Niggas sipping lean, ain't worried what's in your cup. In the morning I might play with ya. Take a long walk and stay with ya. She my sweet Mary Jane, and she the one I could trust. Niggas sipping lean, but me, I'm smoking a dub. I go all out the way for ya. Take some time out my day for ya. I even took her on a plane, but never enough. Some say I'm tripping, but they ain't even in love. In the morning I might lay with ya. In the afternoon I play with ya.
All right, where did my phone go?
Never tripping, cause
I kept falling.
Mary Jane is different, cause she ain't even a drug. Yeah.
All right, y'all, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna put something up, and then I'm going to. Actually, you know what I'm gonna put up? I'm gonna put up the Gin and Truth. I wanted to watch Gin and Truth. So we'll do that for the after party while I unbox. Let's get it. I gotta reach out to this guy. He's a little hard to track down.
All right, gang. I am indeed black. Hold on, Papa. This motherfucker. $10 says he wants to pass 5 minutes inside before his monkey ass wants to go back out. Back on topic. All right, gang. So I cleared out some
edibles.
space.
Yes, they are behind. I noticed that they're behind. It's one of the reasons I'm not in a rush to move to Minnesota, because Michigan, for all the shit show that is Michigan sucks, and there's conservatives, and they brought automatic weapons to the Capitol, and they kidnapped the governor. Like, Michigan's a fucking shit show, but the marijuana laws are straight. We have legal, medicinal, and recreational. So I always tell people I'm double legal, because I could walk in like now I let my card expire, but I could just walk in and I could walk into the pot shop and get weed on recreational, and then it's like when I renew my medical, I'll just get a discount.
To go team. Now, gang, the big daddy of today is...
I'll be right back. What I'm going to do is set up my camera. I got to move my desk camera over there for the unboxing. Shit out, gang? Should have done it earlier, but this is the first time I've done it.
So you know I'm going to do that here in a little bit. Again, first take only, motherfuckers. What happens during this fucking show happens during this fucking show. But, gang, I think the first time the word patriot ever really bothered me was having a discussion with someone at work. Again, I got to burn this fucking place down. But I was having a discussion with someone at work, and she was talking about Donald Trump. Now, this was in the very beginning.
All right.
Let me get my feet
here we
up.
go, y'all. This is going to be fun.
Hang in there, buddy. So here, my station is so much more mobile. Take a look.
So
yeah, guess who's asleep on Dad's lap? Exactly.
We're just gonna move.
You know what? Let's just fuck it. Like I said, first take only. Let's take a picture for Twitter. Here. No.
Actually, I need to get it so that it pulls up
what would I do without this goddamn
on the
dough?
phone so I can see it.
No, goddamn, there's a big glare.
Oh yeah, it is pulled up on the phone so I can see it. Great.
Noogie. We'll send that later. Back on dubbing. Oops, sorry, buddy. But the first time, gang, I think I ever really, the word patriot really perplexed me was at work, and someone was talking about Trump. Now, again, this was early on in his presidency. I told you, I don't have this discussion anymore. I just don't.
But yeah, I think that's about
I'll get to you about Trump being a good American and a good patriot and president right after I discuss.
We'll switch.
Is the earth flat? Give me a break. But she's listing his attributes, and she said, and he's a patriot. And I said, what does that mean?
Camera around.
Almost 6 years later, still haven't gotten an answer. Oh, Republican buzzword. Patriot. So again, I don't know what it means. King, I live in a world...
and then I need to move my tablet.
Yeah, this is almost like philosophy.
See what you guys see.
The law of non-contradiction. This iPad cannot be on and off at the same time. Gang, you cannot call Marjorie Taylor Greene or Donald Trump a patriot and my father a patriot all at the same time. You can't do it. They're so polarized opposites. You literally cannot do it.
Now we're gonna get into this
again. The squid.
Unboxing.
She volunteered.
It's a little
like
weird.
As in,
let me do,
where do I sign? Squid.
Let me make this other one
she
like a
joined
face camera.
The United States Navy voluntarily. She served for 2 decades honorably.
Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right,
you cannot call her a patriot and Lauren Boebert a patriot at the same time. You can't do it. That is again.
Check. All right.
Shut the fuck up. You cannot call my dad and Madison Cawthorn a patriot at the same time. You cannot call the squid and Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert a patriot at the same time. The shit doesn't.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. It's my first time doing something like this, so y'all will bear with me. It's kind of a mess over here, but I'm actually really excited because the reason it's a mess is because I've got a bunch of gear. I've got to redesign this whole studio around the gear. Yeah, it's crazy. So something y'all could see on the webcam, on the smaller cam down in the corner, is this Toshiba. That's a 75-inch screen. I'm going to have to get help installing that, and I'm going to put it on a cart so that it can move around. And I'm either going to put a big green, like a green, like I say green screen, but it'll really be like a green cloth or, sort of a retractable green screen, sort of like the one I have there that comes up from the ground. But I'm thinking of one that either comes down or like a
some sort of removable one, because I also sometimes will put tapestries up against this wall, and I might do it in that room, but I'm going to try it in this room first and then move it into that room if I have to. I'm also thinking about putting up against this wall. Obviously, most of the time it's just me in here. I can cover the door if there's enough width where I can crop the shot. And the idea is to try to put the green cloth or green screen behind this screen, so that I can kind of do like weatherman style stuff where I can make the background whatever I want it to be, but I can have the green screen. I can make the green screen whatever I want it to be, and then have whatever I want on the panel kind of as a display for like cool little video segments. I've got like an 8K camera over here in a box. We've got a rack mixer. The main reason I'm doing this today is because the rack just came in. The rack wasn't here before, so I couldn't really set up the mixer. Now I have to set it all up. I've got to redo a lot of this. I don't know how much of it I'll get to tonight, but I'll at least show you guys what we've got, and then I'll like start putting it in. Also, I should go ahead and I'm going to put on some lo-fi or something. Pocketlocker86 at Gmail should work for me as far as contacting me. I'd appreciate that. Put people in touch with me. I really appreciate that. Let me go over here and put on some music real quick just so we've got kind of a vibe going. I don't want to play anything because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing, I guess. But actually, maybe I'll put up... let me see if I can get him up on like a screen. I can probably do that. Let me see. I can go ahead and there should be a small game capture. There we go. Let me see that. Why isn't it? Let me see.
That up.
Why isn't it showing you guys? It doesn't. It looked like it was showing, and now it looks like it's not showing you guys the right thing. Hang on. Oh no, not this nonsense again. It's like it does this thing where it starts to have two screens instead of one. Nobody wants this. All right, hang on a sec, y'all. Let's close this. Let's put on music. Oh, I can't see. Let's do it over here. Yeah, I like that. And I'll use my other microphone that's over here on a stand. All right, great. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. Let's take this. The effect is off. Great. Good shit. Good shit. Good shit. All right, so now I've got a microphone stand, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this on it and get to unboxing. The first thing I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna bring the rack. I'm gonna bring the rack in from the inside. Oh, I just realized there's still reverb on my voice. I'm gonna go take that off real quick. Or actually, probably I'll just switch microphones. Yeah, I like to keep the effects on that microphone, and then I keep this microphone dry so that there's no effects on this one. All right.
Alright, y'all, I just got an idea, which is that I should turn on this laptop monitor. It'll be better for controlling the stream and seeing everything. I'll just make it of a mirror that I was using. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit over here and use this as a work area to put together the rack. The first thing to do is put together the rack. And then I can put stuff in the rack and put other stuff where it needs to go. Alright, super fun. Yeah, so you guys are looking at the workspace. That's pretty good. Let me go just turn this monitor on real quick. Eventually I'll get this to have this mic stand set up for my drums. I just gotta add the holder for these wireless mics. Yeah, this looks right. Let's turn this on. I don't know how much juice it's got left. Looks alright. Nice. Alright. And then let's get this kind of Yeah, I like that. Now you can see me, and then you can see up close to what I'm doing over here in this area. It's a fucking mess, but that's alright. And then let's get this mic stand over here so that it's on hand. Perfect. I'm so glad I set this mic stand up. Cool. All right, I'm just trying to work on my typing. No worries, guys. I'm not worried if you don't respond. All right, let's go ahead and get this. I kind of cleared these drums out a little bit. I'm gonna probably move these cables out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring in the SRK 16. It's like a 16U rack, which means it's got space for like 16 spaces of units, 16 unit spaces. I don't know. It's so weird. It's just like devices, like a lot of devices, they're like 1U or 2U. That's how we measure like how many spaces in a rack a device takes up. Most of the devices I'm going to be putting there take up multiple spaces though, so it doesn't work out to 16 units, but yeah, I'm excited. It should work out to be about the height of my desk where I keep my mixer, and then the idea is that I'll put a lot of the new gear into that. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get to it.
Imperfections, but they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff. And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's the whole deal. That's what intimacy is all about.
Guys, sorry, I'm just cutting down a box off camera here real quick so that I can bring the rack over. But I'm just out of shot for a minute. Almost done.
Sorry about the bot, Richard. I just did that so that I could avoid different types of the spammy bots. Let me see. The spammy bots. All right, I just added you to my approved users, so you should be able to send. You should have like you shouldn't have to worry about the bot. I know who you are. It's just that my channel's been harassed a lot in the past. Dear Streamlabs, please ask the host not to make questions difficult to answer. Yeah, seriously. But yeah, you should be good. It shouldn't bother you with that anymore. All right, I'm actually excited about this. As you can see, I have a rat's nest in my house of cables and stuff. And getting this rack, this proper audio-visual rack, as you can see, it's on the screen, is a big part of getting more organized and like a much more professional setup for me. This will be the first one of this type of AV rack that I actually have at home. Hopefully I'll soon be getting another one. I want to get like another tower just for like post-production stuff, but this will be the one hopefully that sits next to my desk. So I'm excited to open it up. And yeah, sorry I suck at unboxing videos. This is the first time I've done something like this, but happy to share this with you guys.
All right, I'm going to break down this box, and then there are 7 steps. So let's see how far we get.
Night, Richard. Peace and respect to you. Alfred Bundy, that's my dad's name. I don't know if that's who you're referring to or the TV guy. It definitely arrived bent. This side plate here and this one here too, they look like they got flanged out. We'll see what happens.
these things imperfections, but they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff. And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's the whole deal. That's what intimacy is all about.
Hey guys, I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm actually going to call it a night. It's like 1 a.m. here. I want to try to get on like a better sleep schedule. My sleep schedule's been insane lately, so I'm going to try to call it a night earlier, take my meds earlier, go to bed earlier. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I had a ton of fun doing the impromptu episode on the Jay Bundy channel. That was a really fun show. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. This has been fun. I'll probably continue this behind the scenes at some point tomorrow. I'll get up, do my meetings, probably do some coding, and maybe tomorrow night I'll finish this up. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching. I want to thank all the chatters and all the viewers. I will definitely see you all tomorrow. Good night. Poof.